Wow. Look at those fireworks. It's such a beautiful sight. Maybe not as beautiful as you, though. I'm so glad that I get to share such a sweet moment with someone so special. You do know that, right? I don't know if you realize it, but you are very dear to me. And it means a lot that you would join me for this. My birthday. It only comes around once a year, right? 22 years. Wow. Time really flies. Even though it's my birthday, I don't want to steal attention from you. Look at yourself. I mean, really, look. You're so handsome and sexy and beautiful and skinny and curvy and other and special and sexy. Look at those big muscles. Wow, do you work out? I mean, just look at those very pretty women things. Yeah, okay, sorry. This whole, appeal to everyone thing just isn't working for me. We can shut down this completely AI-generated script. Wink, wink. I didn't write the AI is right here, and it's in your house. Another Papa Pineapple PPAP birthday has hit the YouTube channel, which means I gotta make some goofy little video in a short amount of time. The first one was an art showcase, and then we had a gaming montage with some random clips, and last year was a fake Q&A. Yes, I'm so sorry to say that all of those questions and some of the answers, and only some, were entirely fabricated by me. I would eventually like to have a real Q&A, but I'm not sure how well it'd go since I already pretty much answer anything thrown at me because I don't know, man. I talk a lot.
Papa, what kind of person would you want as a romantic partner?
Are you asking me what my type is? So I was actually asked this question very recently, while I was out with someone, and as a joke, but also kind of the truth, I said, my type? People with issues. Because so far, I'm kind of straight up. People's Republic of China? Today, though, since all of the birthday videos are pretty simple ideas that I get to mangle, I want to do a real video that isn't just fabricated nonsense. With a bit of extra, stuff, of course. That's why today, I'm going to be sharing my, at the moment, top 10 video games. Games that I hold very dear to my heart, whether by being really good or being a bit of nostalgia. All of these are certified PPAP classics. I'm not one to spend a lot of time talking about a single choice in these types of videos. Crazy, because I ramble about everything else. So I expect this one to be on the shorter side? Maybe? Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's a bit bigger than I thought. Okay, number 10. Starting off in 10th place because we have to save first for last, even though I've talked about it a lot, and it's been, kind of featured on this channel. We have Subnautica, a game that, for the longest time, I didn't even finish it. Before I decided to sit my ass down and actually finish the game, I started at least 6 to 8. 8 is what I was going to say. Different playthroughs that didn't last very long. A majority of them made it to the 2 islands and built the sea moth, but I am a thalassophobe. What certainly doesn't help is the Reaper Leviathan, which I've gone on record calling it by far the scariest thing for me in any video game. Maybe thing ever. Personally, I don't know. Death is scary. All fears relate to death. That's how fears work. Okay, I turned it down a bit too much, so... Oh! He's right there! Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Just the design, the scream, the fact I'm underwater are the main reasons, of course. I'm not too sure about the other creatures, though. I mean, I really love the Ghost Leviathan, and the Sea Dragon never scared me. He's kind of goofy. Even in Subnautica 2, the Collector never gave me that big... Okay, well, he was still scarier than most other Leviathans. And below zero, well, the Chelicera is their scariest. And it's cool. I like it a lot. Alright, stupid ramble. Let's get back to the game. I've never been a big fan of, space things. Any astral nonsense just goes right over my head and I can't follow it. I played Outer Wilds for a little while on stream for the first time, but everything just fell flat against me and I wasn't really enjoying it. It's not for me. I'm sorry. Autopilot. Yay. Yay. Autopilot. Let's go. Accelerating towards destination. Go, autopilot! Go. Subnautica apparently has just enough everything else that the alien stuff didn't really bug me. I've grown to really love this game ever since I made myself finish it nearly 2 years ago now. I didn't build an extravagant base. No, I kept just one small one through the whole game, and that's how I've played like every playthrough since. In every Subnautica game, like the sequels too. I scanned nearly every creature and plant that I came across. Yes, even the Reaper. I had to mute the game and blasted 2010's White Girls music in order to do so. California girls were unforgettable. Daisy Dukes, bikinis on top. Sun-kissed skin so hot, will melt your popsicle. Ooh, 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 ooh. California girls were undeniable. Fine, fresh, fierce, we got it on lock. West Coast represent, now put your hands up. Ooh, 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 ooh. No, fuck you, that's so mean. Is it gonna do it again? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck? That was kind of funny. It did get me. Oh my god. This game is truly special. One that is such a fun game to play, and in a world so unique and terrifying. Number 9. We're taking a completely different route here, and jumping back to a game that was prominently featured in my nostalgia trilogy, a set of 3 very niche games from my childhood that I desperately want to bring to a larger audience. It's also a part of my adulthood too. I've played it more since then. Pokemon Conquest. What is arguably the weirdest Pokemon spin-off game. Okay, let's be honest, there's probably weirder ones. As it's a collaboration between Pokemon, no shit, and Nobunaga's Ambition. Let's see here. A series of turn-based grand strategy role-playing simulation video. Okay, Goob, I'm done. Yeah, no, thank you. I love this game so much. I've joked about it being my favorite Pokemon game over many of the main series entries, but that's just kind of a joke, as you'll see later. In general, I'm pretty iffy on RPGs. Some of them I love and cherish, while most I can barely stand. This is probably the most I will ever enjoy a tactical RPG, and of course it's entirely because there's fucking Pokemon stapled to it. I really like the characters in this game, even if they're not original, and most come straight from Nobunaga's Ambition, like to a T. I think this is an example of a game that I love so much because I played it as a kid, as I have a hard time imagining that I'd enjoy it to this extent if I played through it blind today. Just last year, I decided to 100% the game, which is a massive task to do. Not only do you have to beat the main game, all 37 side stories, and manage to link all 200 characters in the game with their perfect link, which is a Pokemon that's just like perfect for them, no shit. The file does say, oh Jesus, that number is big. It would help if there was some sort of speed up button. I don't know, man, that seems a little out of left, but pretty fucking crazy. There's no way that exists, right? Number 8. I actually changed this placement right now as I'm writing the script, as I thought a bit more about certain games, and I just couldn't justify the original number 8 being this high, so I bumped it down to 11, it's just outside of this ranking. Don't worry, I will share some honorable mentions later, so we'll hear from it again. The new number 8 is Hades. This is another game that I played for a while but kind of put down to a lack of interest. It was a fun game at first, but I could never get past the 3rd area and I just played other things, I guess. And then, last year, I saw it again while looking through some games, and I decided to play it some more. That's what I love about roguelikes, is you can just kind of drop it for a long time and then pick it up out of the blue to do just a few runs for fun. This time though, it really hooked me. I grinded the shit out of that game, looking to beat it 100% and get all the achievements, before Elden Ring Night Rain came out like a week later. I didn't finish in time. I did get really close, and after I stormed through Night Rain, I went right back to finish my goal. Such an addicting game. I do love me a roguelike. Of course! It's because I'm white! Number 7. So, I love me some Pokemon. Big Pokemon fan. I would consider it my favorite series of all time. The problem is, how do I place the main entries? Do I just give up 8 slots somewhere in my list, or do I just pick my favorite in the series? I picked the latter. So while this spot is relegated just to Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, just know that in my heart, this is the Pokemon spot, and all of the mainline games are here. Okay, maybe not all of them. I don't know. I don't want to like cherry pick, so just take my word and move on. Real quick, Pokemon generation, worst to best ranking with no explanation, unless you like ask in the comments or something. I don't know. Johto, Kanto, Kalos, Galar, Alola, Hoenn, Paldea, Sinnoh, Unova. My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Pearl, but I truly fell in love with Pokemon when I played Black and White, and have now grown to appreciate Black White 2 far more than the original. I have so many goddamn things I could talk about with Pokemon, but all you need is I'm a huge Pokemon nerd. I have a giant fucking Larvesta plush named Solaire, and he's not even my number one favorite Pokemon. That would be Abby, the Absol. Number 6. What has easily jumped up to be my second favorite series are the Soulsborne games. I played them all in like a pseudo-marathon at the end of 2023 and into 2024. I tried to play them in release order, but I didn't have a PlayStation. I still don't. So I had to borrow my roommate's PS5 to play Demon's Souls and Bloodborne after I did the Dark Souls trilogy. I absolutely fell in love with Dark Souls. And then I went into Dark Souls 2 with hope in my heart, but man, I fucking hated it. Now I'd say I'm more of like a Dark Souls 2 disliker. And then I played Dark Souls 3. And this is the Drayano Gauntlet, is the number 6 entry. Dark Souls 3 had an amazing roster of bosses. Nearly all of them are good, even if, now they're like quite a bit easier now that I've beaten the game a bunch of times, including a Soul Level 1 run. This is not the last Souls game in my top 10, but if you've been around for a little bit, you should already know what that one is. Number 5. Another series that I'm a huge fan of is The Legend of Zelda. My first Zelda game was Wind Waker HD for my 10th birthday, and it was very different compared to all the other games I played as a kid, it was like mainly Mario and Pokemon. While I really loved Wind Waker at the time, I've grown to kind of like dislike it a bit over the years, and it's certainly fallen down my Zelda rankings a bit. But that's not what we're here. We're here to talk about another Zelda game. One that was my favorite for a long time, and still is, Ocarina of Time. I first played it on a Nintendo 64 emulator that I had on my phone back when I was like in school riding the bus. And that is one game that I've played through a bunch of times, although nowadays it's just to do another randomizer. My favorite games are ones that are like easy for me to just replay and want to replay. Randomizers breathe life into most of these in my top 10. And ironically enough, Pokemon is the worst randomizer game. Hey, get the fuck out of here! We're done talking about Pokemon. And I guess Zelda too, because I got nothing else. I mean, I'm excited for the Ocarina of Time remake. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, Ocarina of Time is one of my favorite games of all time, but I don't know how I feel about this. Oh my god. I don't like seeing a quivering boy in bed. Gameplay? Nothing, really? Well, now that I know it's like a remake and not just a remaster like the 3DS one. Number 4. Most of these games have some like kind of similarities, at least between each other, but this one is very different, as one genre that I've never been too crazy about is shooters. Ultra Kill changed that. Okay, not really. I still don't really like them, but I think Ultra Kill made me better at them. Probably. I don't know. I don't have any other shooters, especially on my PC. I shouldn't be calling it a shooter because it's technically something else. It's a boomer shooter, like Doom. Whatever. I'm not the fucking wiki page for Ultra Kill, so why am I saying all this? This game kicks so much ass. I first heard about it when I heard a song from the game played with Gabriel's speech in 6-2, and I was really interested in whatever that was. And then I played it. I was hooked in just the first 20 minutes and was fully satisfied when I beat the Earth Mover. I didn't feel like doing all of the P ranks just for a couple secret levels and challenging bosses, so I found out how to edit my save file and open them for me. I got my shit rocked. I eventually triumphed over P-1 and P-2, and that is what made me really want to do everything else in the game. I have fully played through this a bunch of times, doing all sorts of weird challenges, doing the actual challenges in the game multiple times, and of course, P-ranked every level in every difficulty. I will continue to do so, even if everything else I stand for in games says that I shouldn't like Ultra Kill. It just has a way of doing the impossible. Yes, it's just that goddamn good, and it's only number 4. Number 3. So, you guys know like that streaming thing that I do sometimes, where I'm just like the background noise on your second monitor, and every now and then you turn in because I said some weird shit, and you're like, what the fuck is this guy doing right now? Yeah, so I tried it a couple of times in the past, but I never really liked it. Parrot. They said parrot, and they're birds. It's a funny joke.
He reports about the read of a flying ship. I'll tell you a flying ship. You and ravioli.
And then, last year, during the fake Q&A video, I said that I would return the day that Silksong came out, and boy did I! Silksong is such an amazing game. From a huge Hollow Knight fan, spoilers for... Okay, well, there's only like 2 spots left, man. Silksong was an absolute blast. In some ways, I think it is better than Hollow Knight, as my only real problem with the game is that it's not as open as Hollow Knight until like Act 2. I've replayed it several times, and I still have like 7 more playthroughs to do before I start looking at randomizers, but I also have so many other things I want to do. I'm so excited for the Sea of Sorrow DLC to come out later this year, and I will be streaming it the day that it comes out, because I kind of missed my chance to make a Silksong montage like my Hollow Knight one that I made a few years ago. Number 2. So, do you remember that Hollow Knight game I talked about? It's pretty damn good. Number 1. So, remember that Hollow Knight was my favorite game for a while. Such an amazing game. I know I said it a lot, but I don't know, I play a lot of games, man. I love them all. It was another one of those games that I played for just like a little bit at first, but then I put it down. I think it was like after I beat the False Knight. I can't thank young Aiden enough for picking Hollow Knight back up again, as it had me absolutely hooked. I've done like a million fucking playthroughs, and maybe just a couple of them were randomizers, but the God Home is where a majority of my playtime went. I beat every boss on Radiant, and beat the Pantheon of Hollow Nest eventually. I mean, yeah, like way later, because I don't know why, fighting them all in a row was the hardest thing for me. Now, before I get into the number 1 entry that you probably already know about, like there's a good chance if you've seen some of the other things here, I should run through just a few honorable mentions. Yeah, this shouldn't take too long. Let's start with, I know. Number 50, Super Metroid. Banjo-Kazooie. This is my favorite game for a very small period because I couldn't think of other games, but it's definitely not that high anymore. Undertale. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. A Hat in Time. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. The sequel, Sparks of Hope, was the original number 50 spot, but I had to make room for another game that came out recently, so think of that one as like an honorable mention to the honorable mentions. Number 51, Resident Evil Remake. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. Shadow Generations. Just the Shadow Gens part, as I separate them in my mind like everyone else. Mario Kart World. Resident Evil 4. Ape Escape, the first game I played in the Nostalgia Trilogy. Pokemon Legends ZA. Anton Blast. Deltarune. Sonic Adventure. Super Mario Galaxy. Pokemon Legends Arceus. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Bugsnax, Metroid Dread, Animal Crossing New Horizons. Man, I wonder why this game is up so high. I wonder if there was some sort of like Animal Crossing 2026 island where I played a bit of New Horizons for every day in 2026, especially if I could like watch it on some sort of Twitch channel like _Pineapple, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. Blueprints, a really shocking pick. I was surprised with just how much this game grabbed me. I don't like puzzle games, as I normally just like look up puzzles if I get even just a tiny bit stuck, because I'd rather just play the game, and I hate being stuck like that. Blueprints was something else though, and I would say it's the most emotional a game has made me in a while. Truly, such a beautiful game. Super Mario 64, Pikmin 2, Subnautica 2. This is the game that bumped Sparks of Hope out of the list. Even if it's just early access at the moment, I loved my time with the game in both playthroughs I've done. I could even see a world where this game eventually overtakes Subnautica 1. It would just take a good bit of work. Hades 2, This Is the Last 2, Zubo, another goated game from my childhood. This was the final game in the Nostalgia Trilogy, and it was probably my favorite highlight video to make, like at the moment at least, Ace Attorney Chronicles. This is my patented Ace Attorney spot, like with all the mainline Pokemon entries being lumped together under the guise of my favorite one. The Ace Attorney games are peak as hell, and I would really love it if I had like a single other person to share this with. Like, read along and do the voices. I made my brother join me for some a couple years ago, but he doesn't want to do anymore. He wants to like be a teenager and be stupid and dumb and stupid. Balatro, a game that I wasn't a big fan of when I first played it, but now that I have it installed on my phone, I get it. I get the addiction. Elden Ring Night Rain, Pikmin,
Big Knights assemble!
Dark Souls, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Sekiro, Majora's Mask, Bloodborne, and then what was originally number 8, Super Mario Odyssey. One of 2 games I've actually done speedruns for. Ones that I just do for fun, like once or twice a year, where I try to just forget my routes and just play the game. My best time was 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 1 second. Well, that was short and concise. Number 1.
Elden Ring!
I love Elden Ring.
It's Elden Ring!
Yay, Elden Ring! I'm gonna use Night Rain footage because I already have it, and I'm kind of crunching right now, and I need to go, and I'm not gonna open up Elden Ring, and Elden Ring is without a doubt my favorite game, and I don't see that changing for a long time. Its boss roster may have like a lot of lows, but in my 32 playthroughs at the time of writing this script, I mainly just skip those ones. You can just like skip all the bad things and do all the good ones, because the highs are so goddamn high, it's insane. The only major bosses that I skip are Rykard, because most of my replays only use like a certain weapon or weapon class, and since he's like a gimmick with a certain weapon, it kind of doesn't work. Plus Sigisax, because he's just like a bit too far out of the way and slows me down. And Meter, which is the second worst boss in the entire series, just ugly as hell and so incredibly annoying. I will always fight every other major boss with like a huge fucking smile plastered on my face. I love this game so damn much, it is insane. I first played it on Valentine's Day 2024, and I've joked about that being the reason that I love it so much. I played the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC along with everyone else when it came out, and Consort Radon is by far my favorite boss in the entire series. Every playthrough has to end with his just absolute cinema of a boss fight. My most recent playthrough, which was like a week ago, as of writing this script, was whips only, and it certainly was a change in the way that I played my favorite game. Most of my recent playthroughs, like now that I've done so much and I kind of got into this grind, they'll beat the game in like 11 to 14 hours, but the whip one took me 9.5. This shocks me to like a crazy extent. I thought it'd be difficult to get a sub 10-hour run, and my first one happened to be on the whips only one? How? I'm still so shocked. My first playthrough took me 79 hours before the DLC came out, and I beat every boss in the game, like every goddamn Catacombs boss too. I would like clear out a region to the best of my ability and do everything I could, and then I would just like look up what I missed in that area before I like moved on. Oh my god, I could go on for so long about this game, but I really should wrap this up. I had a great time tonight. Even though the fireworks have kind of died out, I think the best part of the night is still being here with you. You've really made this a night to remember. Even if this wasn't my birthday, if it was just some boring-ass, unlucky Tuesday, I know you'd find a way to just make everything better. No, I'm being serious. Sorry, I'm just kind of a romantic like that. I'm sorry that I love love, okay? I know it may be a bit corny, and I really don't want to ruin this, but I think I love... Yeah, no, this has gotta go. That's gonna do it for me tonight. Time zones are pretty stupid if you think about it, and you have a good night. I love you.